A few moments later.
So we are rocking 242 pounds on the flat bench press, as you just saw there. Felt pretty easy. Could probably bump up to 245, but that's not what my program calls for. We will stay adherent. I also wanted to say thank you to everyone who had a response, or everyone who commented in one of my previous videos, the Bernie Sanders video, as I knew it was going to be quite controversial with everything that's going on in politics and whatnot. So I want to thank everyone for keeping it respectful and sharing their opinion. Some of the opinions were very against mine, I guess you could say. Some people's opinions were very neutral or very just different all around, and some were actually agreed with me. Either way, it really did open my eyes a bit more, and I think these are conversations that need to happen so that we can work these things out and we can have a better understanding of where we stand as human beings. If that makes any sense at all. By the way, I'm doing this for 5 sets of 5. I don't know if I said that last time. Just in case you're wondering, it's 5 sets of 5, 242, 5 sets of 5. So let's get to the topic at hand. Am I the next Vegan Gains? And why am I even bringing this topic up? I'll tell you why. The reason why I'm bringing this topic up is because I've seen a few comments, and I've had a few comments on my channels and seen other comments on other people's channels, like Red Pill Vegan's channel, saying things like I'm like the white, less angry version of Vegan Gains, and someone said that I was my series of the Professor series could be as good as Vegan Gains, worse of the fitness industry, things of that nature. I've received quite a few comments like that. And first off, I'm just gonna let you know I'm flattered that people said things like that. I've got a really big sense of humor, even if you say things like the first comment. So it's no big deal. I really appreciate when people say things like that. I think it's actually really funny in a good way. So with my style of videos, does that mean that I'm going down this like Vegan Gains route? And to answer your question, or what you may, if this ever crossed your mind, is no. I'm not the next Vegan Gains, even though I'm very flattered that people would say something like that, because my channel is less than 1,000 subscribers to begin with. Not that this is necessarily a numbers game, I'm just saying the guy has much more notoriety and he's like a public figure. I'm just a guy with a very small YouTube channel making some content, some fitness science-based content with a bit of comedy in there. I wasn't always a vegan, or not that Vegan Gains was Richard, let's just call him Richard. Not that Richard was a vegan always his whole life either. We all have our own paths that we follow. He started making content on YouTube. It was all vegan based. It was all, content in regards to veganism and promoting veganism. When I first started YouTube, I wasn't necessarily on that train. Not that I was against veganism, I just didn't know enough about it. And then I discovered that I was kind of wrong in regards to nutrition, and hence into nutrition in regards, and also just the overall morality of living my life was wrong, and I could easily fix it by just changing a few things around in my life. So I went vegan. So long story short, no, I'm not the next Vegan Gains. I understand my content may be a little bit similar to his. I think from what I've seen him and his vlogs and all that stuff, I think him and I are just very, very different people. And I think I've experienced much more in my life than he has in his life. That's no offense to him or anything. I'm just saying I think we're very, very different people. Now, we see eye to eye on a lot of things, but we're completely different. I don't think our content's really that similar. If you look at his content, you look at my content, it's very, very different. I think so, at least. Another thing to take into account is that Vegan Gains depends on YouTube, or at least it sounds like he depends on it for a good chunk of his financials, like his money, like his well-being, if you will, his financial well-being. I think he makes all his money from YouTube, or the majority of it from YouTube. I don't know. Really, I don't care. And if that is the case, it actually would make sense, because his content as of late has just sucked. I rarely watch any of his videos now, because it seems like it's just a bunch of filler videos. And I think the reason why he's made a lot of these filler videos is because YouTube really started cracking down on him, and the anti-bullying campaign or whatever, and his videos, he was like calling people out, and he was like saying some pretty nasty stuff to them, and his videos were getting reported or whatever, and he was getting like freaking strikes. He almost got kicked off of YouTube, or he did get kicked off, and they had to reinstate his channel. He was able to fight and get it back. I mean, I'm happy that he did get his channel back and all that stuff, because I thought it was really jacked up that he got kicked off. Because I personally think that if you put your stuff on the internet, I mean, it's on there, man. I mean, I think it should just be do what you want, as long as it's nothing illegal. I don't see the problem, man. Especially when you're spitting, when you're throwing a lot of science and all that stuff to back up what you're saying. I really don't see the issue there. But it's YouTube. It's their company. They'll do whatever the hell they want with it. So I understand YouTube's side of it as well too. If YouTube wants to kick me out, they have every single right to. It's their company. It's their servers. They do whatever the hell they want with it. With all that said, I don't depend on YouTube for any type of financial income. I've already got other streams of financial income. Now, if YouTube started paying me ad revenue, then that's great. That's more time I would have to maybe pay more attention to YouTube rather than doing other things in my life. Whereas Vegan Gains, I think that's all he depends on, which actually ends up influencing his content, which is, like I said, as of late, is crap. Another thing is, if you notice, a lot of his content is just talking crap on these carnivore people. I understand why other channels make fun of these carnivore people and all that stuff. I'm not against it, man. If that's your channel, if you want to do that, go ahead. But are you really helping the movement by doing that if you're continuously making this so relevant? Like, you keep talking about it, man. Guys, just leave it alone. Just leave that stuff alone. Leave those idiots alone. All they want is attention. Leave those guys alone. I could understand if you're covering something new, if it's a topic, so a new topic, whatever it is. But if it's like they're constantly talking about this one person or a few other people in that stupid movement, it becomes redundant. Another thing I don't understand is, why doesn't Vegan Gains ever go after like a lot of the people in the fitness industry today? I mean, it is easy pickings. It is, I mean, there's so many professors out there. I don't get why he doesn't do it. I mean, he used to do it, and now he doesn't anymore. You can still critique other people's videos. You could still tell them where they're messing up in their diet and how they're influencing people and how it's wrong or it's immoral what they're doing. You don't have to curse them out. Sometimes, I mean, I say some pretty vulgar stuff, but all I'm saying is I understand he's afraid of getting demonetized is what it seems like, and that's why his content has really taken like a pretty shitty hit. By the way, can you believe I was actually called extreme? Now, I'm not gonna say who told me this, who called me extreme. There was a person, he or she actually said that I was a very extreme person. Me, extreme. Well, I asked this person, why am I extreme? And this person said, well, the reason why you're extreme is because if someone knows about veganism or something like that, and they still choose to eat animal products, you just call them a hypocrite and you write them off as a hypocrite, which is very extreme. Well, isn't that a hypocrite? Why do we always have to sugarcoat everything? Why can't we just speak truths here? If someone knows what they're doing is wrong and they continue to do that wrong thing and they're against it inside, they know the truths, they know that eating animal products is not necessary, it's not essential, and it's immoral to do so, especially with all the information that's available on the internet. If you need help transitioning, I understand that can be a process, and yet you still continue to do it. Wouldn't you say that that's hypocritical? And that's just that, that's just that point. I'm extreme when people who know that eating animal products means that you have to stab an animal in the neck or freaking kill a bunch of baby chicks because you want to enjoy some eggs or take the baby calf away from its mother. That's not extreme, that's okay. And I'm just calling you a hypocrite for supporting that industry, and I'm the extreme one. Yet you're supporting these atrocities, and I'm the extreme one. To me, that's highly hypocritical. I'm sorry, I don't sugarcoat anything. I apologize. I'm sorry, we live in this fucking snowflake bullshit pussy land of fairies. I mean, I don't understand this crap, man. And look, I don't feel the need to sugarcoat anything because that's just not the person who I am, especially when these atrocities are happening. These massive atrocities are happening, and you're not the victim. These people are not, the person is not the victim. It's the fucking animal that's the victim. How would you like to be stuffed in a cage? How would you like to be ripped away from your mother, or be a mother and have your child ripped away from you? How would you like to be grinded up at 1 day old or a few minutes old, whatever, however long it takes to grind up a male baby chick? The fuck, man? It's the lack of perspective just blows my mind. I will never understand that. And again, these are for people who have perspective, who know what goes on in the industry, and people who understand the science, that none of this crap is necessary, yet they still continue to do it. You're a hypocrite. You just got to accept that. I'm not judging you. I'm just saying that's the definition of a hypocrite. That's all. But that's extreme. Remember that one. Don't be an extreme vegan. Fucking pansies. Or I'll tell you, these videos, they always start going in one direction and they always take like a sharp turn to like another direction. Oh, God. I gotta work on that. I've been struggling so bad with all my overhead press movements. Finally, I was able to get 70 for 5 reps. I was stuck on 4 for a while with my, these little weak vegan baby shoulders that I have. So I thought I would share that with you, that you can make gains of that deficient, crappy, propaganda-filled vegan agenda-having vegan diet. Did I say, I said vegan twice there, didn't I? Whoops. Damn it. That was gonna be good. I just jacked it all up. So I hope that clears everything up for everyone. Do I think I have some similarities to Richard Burgess? Absolutely. I think he has a no bullshit type of attitude. He doesn't take any crap. And I really appreciate that about him. I think I think that's a good thing to have in today's society with all the sugarcoating and feelings getting hurt and all that crap. I commend him for not tolerating any bullshit, so I commend him for that. And I can see where him and I have some similarities in that matter, and where people keep pulling that up. And I guess it's the green screen as well too, which, by the way, I'm not the only one. Myself and Vegan Gains, Richard, aren't the only ones to ever use green screens on YouTube. Just throwing that out there. But nonetheless, it does create for better content. I want to thank you for joining me this far along my little journey, my strength journey. Can't wait to get stronger in everything, to include the squat, bench, deadlift, overhead press, the whole thing. So I want to thank you for joining me in this conversation. Please let me know what you guys think. As you guys know, I love to engage with all of you in the comment sections down below. Please let me know if you have any suggestions, please, as I do read them. I do read all of my comments. So I just wanted to say thank you. Please feel free to like and subscribe and hit the ding dong button if you haven't already. You guys know the spiel. I'm the Natural Hulkster. I want to thank you for watching, and please stay tuned for the next one. And I want you to keep making those natural Hulkster gains.
Beef. What a relief. When will this poisonous product cease? This is another public service announcement. You can believe it or you can doubt it. Let us begin now with the cow. The way it gets to your plate and how.